What's up, y'all? Like and subscribe. Preach. You showing up, listening to my dumbass. So I was gonna just do a video about the future of consoles and what the next gen basically would be. Shout out to AP in the comments. I'll get to it. Maybe in the new year. But this popped up on Twitter. I was like, oh, what's on Twitter? And this popped up. Boop. I was like, is Game Rant just like they just don't like PlayStation or something? Because this is like the second time they've been stomping them. I can't remember what the first one was, but I know it was not. Anyway, PlayStation 5's backwards compatibility leaves a lot to be desired. Now, first, excuse me, the PS5's backward compatibility and convoluted upgrade system pale in comparison to what the Xbox Series X and S offer via smart delivery. Now, this first couple of paragraphs is all, oh, Sony made such a good console, oh, Spider-Man, right? And then, whatever. Then it says, although the PlayStation 5 is certainly an impressive console, it's far from perfect. A few glaring issues that were present at launch persist. Most notably, though, the PlayStation 5 is compatible with PlayStation 4, the console's solution to backwards compatibility is somewhat primitive compared to consoles such as Nintendo Switch and the Xbox Series consoles. Consequently, while it is possible to play PS4 games on PS5, there are many hoops you must jump through to play games of prior generations. Now, I'll continue reading, but the thing that should have clued us all in was the one graphic. Remember when it was the road to PlayStation and Mark Sanders is up there cerny with like, and then the PlayStation does this and that and the third, right? And they showed a graphic and they had PlayStation 4, 3, and I think no, they hadn't PlayStation 4 or 3. I think this is 5. I don't know. They had a graphic, but they had there was some missing elements like PlayStation 1 and 2 or PlayStation 3. It was a goofy. I was like, what? Something's missing. It's like not all the PlayStations were there. How you gonna have backwards compatibility? Not all the PlayStation in the day. They didn't have them all there. Whatever. So basically, as I understand it, how the PlayStation 5 handles backwards compatibility is that it has backwards compatibility modes. It doesn't do what the Xbox does, which is they had engineers go in and create emulators to emulate the system, but still utilize the goodness of the hardware. What the PlayStation 5 does, it literally shuts down to slow mode. We go, oh, we're going to play some PlayStation 4. Oh, let's go to slow mode. Beep, boop, boop. And it goes and it uses less. It doesn't use the whole system. It's in a PlayStation 4 mode, if you will, to play the PlayStation 4 games. That's why they have to go in and actually do work to make it, to enhance those PlayStation 4 games. Because natively, it's just a PlayStation 4. If you play a PlayStation 4 game that isn't upgraded to take advantage of PlayStation 5, it does not take advantage of anything that PlayStation 5 gives you. Nothing, unless Sony touches it. That's where the difference is. Xbox went in and they said, okay, these are the batch of games that will work under this specific emulation, version or whatever. So you can say, oh, Unreal Engine 3 games, boom, here you go. And so you get a FPS boost, or you get auto HDR, you get all these things, high res, 9 times resolution, all these things automatically, baby, because they went in and they coded it for the batch of games. It's just a different philosophy. Sony's philosophy was, if you care about backwards compatibility and if you care about preserving video game history, which obviously Sony don't give a damn. Okay, I'm not gonna say Sony don't give a damn. They kind of don't, because the guy who's in charge don't give a damn. So ostensibly, it kind of trickle down economics, trickle down ideologies. The PlayStation 5 is fully backwards compatible. I just read that, didn't I? No, I didn't. And playing a PlayStation 4 game on the console is as easy as slotting in the disc or downloading the game from the PS Store, which you should probably do anyway. That's how it works. You put the disc in and it's just a key. However, this backwards compatibility does not extend to prior generations, including PS3, PS2, and PS1. Hence, the only way to play older games is to purchase PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 remakes or remasters if they are available, or to subscribe to PS Now if it's available in one's region. This works great for games such as Last of Us and Mafia that were beautifully ported to the PlayStation 4. However, there are plenty of games that are left in the past because of PlayStation 5's lack of backwards compatibility beyond the PlayStation 4. This includes Metal Gear Solid 4 and Grand Theft Auto 4. In comparison, the Xbox Series XS, PlayStation's handling of backwards compatibility seems rather slapdash. Wow. That's a Britishism. It's not a Britishism. No American says slapdash. That's definitely a Britishism. I like it though. Xbox offers a hardware solution that removes all confusion. Right out the box, the Xbox Series X is compatible with 3 of its predecessors: the Xbox 360, and the Xbox. It's all of them. Come on, son. He just said Xbox Series is compatible with everything. I mean, not all the games, let's be real. Although, not all games are compatible. A good chunk of them are, and this helps to greatly expand the Xbox Series XS library. I'm sure, but that's not, I don't think. Alright, whatever. In addition to allowing gamers to seamlessly move their gaming libraries to the Xbox Series X, games played on the new console also take advantage of increased power available through Xbox's smart delivery. PlayStation ain't got that. You gotta buy a remake or remaster, son. $10 upgrade, son. $10 upgrade. Y'all look at that. Unlike PlayStation, Xbox's compatibility solution allows gamers to upgrade their games at no cost. In addition, its robust backwards compatibility to Xbox Series X has also offered plenty of perks. One useful feature is Auto HDR, which adds HDR effect to games from older generations. You know, Halo had HDR back in the day? I didn't know. I mean, I knew that, but I was like, what's HDR? It was a newfangled thing back then. Allowing aged games to look a little more polished. Also, Xbox also offers FPS boost. That's the big one, which allows some games from older generations to run at higher frame rates. Why is PlayStation's backwards compatibility so poor? I love the verbiage in this article. Even though, this article said this. That's what it was. It was the video about I did a video about PlayStation deserves Hellblade that was on Game Rant. So they're not just pro Xbox. You know, they're that was a good one. Anyway, I do like the verbiage there. There are 2 main reasons behind the PlayStation 5's limited backwards compatibility. I should take all of those anyway. The first is the problem that plagued the PlayStation 4 too, or as well. The PS3's unique architecture. See, okay, so until the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, totally different architectures. And they did this for a reason. Why, you ask? I'm going to tell you why. The reason why Sony changed their hardware architecture each generation is because they were trying to fight off piracy. They hate piracy. I mean, everybody hates piracy, but this is what their solution was. You make a totally different hardware so that the pirates have to learn it. By the time they learn it, you're moving on to the next gen, new hardware, so they can't pirate stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's their philosophy. That was their philosophy. Until Xbox came through and said, yo, check this out. And what Sony used to do, which I learned, I think I was watching one of the documentaries. Sony never gave the hardware kind of specs or the documentation for their hardware to the developers. The developers got the hardware, the dev kit, and they had to figure out how to use it on their own. Sony gave no F's They said, nah, you got to be good enough to make a game on the PlayStation, son. I'm not, this is not hyperbole. I'm not exaggerating. This is exactly how it was going down until the PlayStation 4. And that's why the PlayStation 4 was like, oh, snap, this is pretty good. Xbox was just like tripping and fumbling and doing their own stupid stuff over there. Meanwhile, PlayStation, Mark Cerny was like, we should do this. They got some Americans up in there, different ideology, different mindset as far as devs and hardware and stuff. Boom. And now all the devs know how to use it. Boom, you get some good games. That's what's up. But before that, they were like, nah, you got to be good enough to make a game for the PlayStation. You can only be the most elite developer. That was their mindset. You know what? It's kind of their mindset still, except they've adopted the, let's help our developers make the games better type of thing. So now that they're doing that, it wouldn't make sense for them to keep switching the hardware. I mean, they could still do that and, still give the devs the documentation, but it's not going to help for backwards compatibility and stuff like that. So, And the fact that there are PS3 emulators out there that work pretty well on PC already, there's no excuse right now. Sony should have, I'm sorry, just buy them out or something. You know what I'm saying? Because if some dudes in their houses can do this on their own, you can't sit here and try to convince me that Sony is incapable of building an emulator for the PlayStation 3 to work on the PlayStation 5 better than what's out there already. If that's the case, then Sony's garbage. I'm sorry, I'm just got to be straight because it's here already. It's already working. It's already out there. Why aren't they doing it? Remakes and remasters, baby. $10 upgrade. It's all about that money, baby. There are two main reasons behind PlayStation 5 limited backwards compatibility. First is the problem plagued the PS4, unique architecture. Sony, Toshiba, and IBM worked together to create the PS3 cell microprocessor. The cell microprocessor is a technical feat that found us both in gaming and in other technology sectors that found use. Wow, words. For instance, in 2010, the U.S. Air Force Research Laboratory connected 1,760 PS3s to form a powerful supercomputer it dubbed the Condor Cluster. That was a waste of plastic and chips. Can't do that now. Like, nah, we gonna make some graphics cards. Sorry, we can't spare the chips for that. It's foolishness. You notice they're not doing that with PlayStation 5s, right? Like, let's hook up a whole bunch of PlayStation 5s and make it a supercomputer. Nah, they're not doing that. No. Although PlayStation 3 had impressive computing capabilities due to cell processor, microprocessor, game developers often complained that the system was notoriously hard to work with. As Madden producer Sean Grady stated, the PS5 had a pretty different architecture compared to the PlayStation 2, and different than the Xbox 360. So our technical directors had to problem solve it in a very unique way on that platform that was different than the previous transition, and certainly different than the Xbox 360. Yeah, 360 was, the original Xbox was basically off-the-shelf computer, basically. The 360 was a little bit more nuanced, even though Red Ring and stuff, but it had I believe it had an NVIDIA graphics card in it. I don't remember what the equivalent was, but yeah. And then they went to AMD on the One and the X. With the PlayStation 4, Sony shifted away from the cell processor and made use of a more conventional CPU, which is based on the Jaguar CPU architecture. While this made things easier for a developer, it also made the console incompatible with PS3 games. Although Sony could have included PS3 chips in PS4s, this would have raised the cost of the PS4. Consequently, some PS3 games failed to make the jump to PS4 and PS5, and this would require remaking or remastering the games. That's a lie. I just went through why they can do it. They need to build an emulator. It already exists. So, Game Rant, don't make me jump through the internet smack. The second issue is that Sony has deemed the backwards compatibility to be too expensive and unprofitable to continually pursue. Wow. Damn. That's messed up. I would hate to be a pony rat. I would hate to be a Duck Unit. I would hate to be a Sony fan right now because Sony's spitting in your face. It's like, yeah, we know you guys want those games, but we ain't gonna make enough money. So you don't get you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. And all that, That's messed up. I mean, I would just be like, click, click, close this, because I'd be so disappointed. I would feel like how I felt when Peter Moore announced that the Dreamcast was dead. He's like, yeah, we discontinuing it. I was like, heartbroken. Fell down. That's what I would feel right now. Sony's just spitting in your faces, hating you. I mean, you're their lifeblood. You are the feed that nourishes the horses. I didn't really actually mean to make a horse pun analogy, pony. It just came to me. Sorry. But still, they don't care. It's all about that money. And that's the difference. The difference between Xbox, and PlayStation right now is that Xbox wants to make money, right? PlayStation definitely wants to make money. Xbox sees and finds ways to make money that is beneficial to themselves, yes, and to their customer base, and so that they can continually make the money and potentially grow it into bigger, more money, right? Sony, PlayStation still on this, let's make this quick money real quick. They still on the sprint. They still doing 100 meter. Xbox is doing that ultra marathon, baby. They've been in ultra marathon mode for years now. Game Pass is the growth and emergence of Game Pass is one of the results, one of the outcomes of their marathon strategy. Sony is still running the 100 meter dash. I don't know whatever. Anyway, let's continue. Excuse me. The second issue, too expensive. I didn't read. As president and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, Jim Ryan has stated, we've dabbled with backwards compatibility. I can say is one of those features that is most requested but not actually used much. These two factors together have resulted in Sony's lack of robust backwards compatibility. They see the popularity of Game Pass. They see that people say, the saying is now, Game Pass is the best deal in gaming. That is in the vernacular of video game, in video game history. If you say the phrase, the best deal in video games, the answer would be, what is Game Pass? That's what's up. Sony missed that boat. They had a chance to PlayStation Now, but they messed it up because they're trying to rent games. That's what PlayStation, y'all don't remember. PlayStation Now started off as a rental service, like GameFly. It was trash garbage. I was like, okay, nobody wants that. And then they started, making it more like Game Pass. When Game Pass came out, I was like, oh, okay. That's streaming. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to stream. First of all, it was rental. Second of all, it was streaming only. Anyway, garbage, hot garbage. If Sony is not willing to offer hardware solutions to backwards compatibility, it should invest more in its streaming services. This can be done by making PS Now available in more regions and expanding the library of games available on the streaming service. While the solution is not ideal, as games from PS3 and before can only be streamed and not downloaded, it does go a long way to make more older games available, generation games available to modern players. The problem of Sony's limited backwards compatibility is not just a matter of pleasing PS4, PS5 gamers. It also affects the growing problem of video game archiving and preservation. As older consoles go out of production and become harder to find, their library and games disappear too, robbing future gamers of the opportunity to experience video games' rich history. So yeah, I mean, if you care about that stuff, it's important. It's important to preserve a section of video game history and such. I mean, Sony should be invested in preserving their bangers, right? You know, like Uncharted 1, Uncharted 2, 3 was 3 on PS3? Yeah, it was because I had it. Yeah, I don't. It's the leadership of Sony right now is only concerned with making the most money. They don't care about anything else, and that's a problem for Sony fans because they're not taking into consideration what you guys are saying, what you're feeling, unless they make a change and they're like, uh-oh, we're going to lose money on this. We have to change it so that people will buy stuff. That is their only motivation. When they were shutting down the stores, people were like, what are you doing? And they say, okay, fine, we'll leave them open. They were trying to save money because they figured nobody was using these hot garbage old ass stores. But people were like, come on, son. Or instead of, I mean, you know what would solve that problem, Sony? Better backwards compatibility, because you can make all those games that were available on that store, on those stores, into a PlayStation 5 store or a PlayStation store that has all of the games because everything works, because everything is backwards compatible. But they don't, it's almost like, hey, that problem solves the other problem. Oh, snap, let's do that. Nope. I'm telling you, man, they in there for the quick buck. I'm going to tell you right now, this will be the last thing and then I'm going to bounce. That new revamped PlayStation Plus that they're going to come out with next year, no, that ain't it. That ain't it, B. No. And if they don't do day and date with them bangers, nah, don't even why bother? I saw like, it leaked, right? And I was like, it's the same thing they doing now. It's that they went like this. They had the 3 cups and they said, there you go, it's new. And they changed the name. Well, they didn't change the name, they just rebranded everything to PS Now or PS Plus. I'm like, yeah, man. All right, well, whatever. Anyway, that's all I got for today. I appreciate you coming through. Probably next week I'm gonna have that new music video up. It's gonna be exciting. I gotta work on it. I gotta finish it this weekend, and all that good stuff. I appreciate all the love on Reddit and on Twitter and also in the comments. Keep the comments coming. Converse with everyone. You can get a little testy and challenge, but remember, respect. You know what I'm saying? Don't get too crazy out there. Like, I don't like deleting comments. I don't do any of that stuff. I read all the comments, so do your thug thistle. But let's just keep this going. I appreciate it a lot. And with that, I say, titillate.